Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's everybody's favorite princess here. Now, you may have noticed that I have been a couple weeks behind on my weekly track reviews, and so in order to repay for that, I am going to be doing the 3 weeks that I missed all together in one video. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that. This shouldn't happen that many times. Uh, for this, I just there was a couple weeks where I just was super sleepy, and then or a week I was super sleepy, so I didn't make it on schedule, and then one week I just got really distracted. So, but that shouldn't happen that many times after this. I can assure you that. But one thing I did want to mention before this video started, um, if you watched the last one, you may have noticed that I had the pictures at the top of all of the covers of the singles or albums that I discussed. And I did promise that I would get this video out before Sunday, and today is Saturday, and it takes a really long time to edit those things into here. I know you wouldn't think it would, but it honestly does. So in order to save time and get this video out on Saturday, I am not going to be including any of those in this video, but in the next one, it should be on there. And the next episode of this, I should have out either by Sunday or Monday. So I'm planning on getting that one out really soon. So make sure you pay attention to that. I can't promise it will come out within one of those days. It may come out on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but I can assure you that it will come out really soon. I'm planning on getting it out way sooner than I got out what I was planning for this one to be. It'll definitely be out before Saturday. I can say that at least. But anyway, yeah, I am going to be uh, reviewing my favorite and least favorite tracks from the last 3 weeks. So this video may be long, so bear with me. So I am going to be starting with the weeks of July 17th to July 21st. July 24th. The first one that I want to discuss is yuné pinku bluff. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I literally just started listening to him recently. He just did a new song. Sorry. He just did a new song with yuele and Kin Leon. They did a remix to his original song. Did I not write down the title? I didn't write down the title. I'm a fool. Hold on. Well, this video is starting off really unprofessional. My bad. Okay, I knew this, but for some reason I couldn't put it together in my mind. But yeah, the song's called Bluff. That's not part of his name. I'm sorry. Yeah, he just did a remix to his song Bluff with yuele and Ken Leon, and it's very interesting. The original has a lot more like drum and bass sound to it, and it has a lot more of a laid back production. This one has a lot more of like a higher production with like some more like trippy sound to it. Some like it has this like really dreamy production, and the production seems to build higher in the second half of this in this really dope and unique way. And yeah, I really like this song. So then the next one I wanted to talk about is Macklemore's new song with Tones and I called Shant. This one has a very inspiring beat to it with a very like church sounding sound to it, and it has some like cool introspective lyrics to it as well. So I really like that. This song was quite unique, I would say. It's definitely wasn't something I was suspecting, but it kind of does get really sound like a Macklemore song. However, Tones and I's part, it ain't good. Just anything Tones and I does, it's just terrible. Like they can't do something for the life of them. But anyway, the next one I wanted to talk about was Doja Cat's "Kiss Me More" remix with Naomi Watanabe. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm sorry. She is like this Japanese American Japanese actress that has been in a lot of different American and I think like Japanese adaptations as well. And this song has a really cool like Japanese adaptation to the original song, so I do really like that. Then the next one I want to talk about is Wiz Khalifa's new Memory Memory Lane song. The song has this really dope, trippy beat to it, and Wiz flows on it nice and smooth. And, he keeps that nice Wiz Khalifa swag throughout this whole song. And he just keeps, your average Wiz Khalifa swag lyrics just going on there. So it's nice listening to. Really refreshing. The next one I have is a new song by Shwayze featuring Slightly Stoopid and Pepper named Tides. This one has a nice, calm, smooth reggae sound to it. And yeah, it's nice and short, it's like the perfect summer lover song. That's all I really have to say about that. It's just like a really great, perfect summer reggae song. The next one on the list I wanted to talk about was the two new songs that Billie Eilish just did recently. She did one named TV and one named The 30th. And TV sounds a lot like a Clario song with a very like Phoebe Bridgers sound to it, especially in the writing style. Like in the writing style in this song, I do get a really heavy Phoebe Bridgers vibe to it, which is really nice, and I really appreciate that because she deserves a lot more in the music world, or the mainstream at least. And it also kind of has a similar like Lord sound to it that I was listening to it. I could really pick up on it, but if I were to tell you where in the song, it's like hard to tell. But I definitely did get Lord vibes to this song. And then the other one that she did on this mini project or whatever you want to call it is the 30th. Oh yeah, both of these came off of this like two-track like EP or like single pack, whatever you want to call it, called Guitar Songs or something like that. And the 30th is a really sad song about a driving accident her friend was involved in that she had to see getting taken to the hospital. And it is a really nice introspective guitar song, and it takes you on everything that was happening in uh, Billy's head. So it's really interesting. I like it in that way. It of course is really sad, so it's not a song you listen everywhere, obviously, but it is a really nice song. And the way these two songs on this EP or whatever were, it is a lot different. I wanted to say it's a lot different than her last album, which I wanted to touch on briefly because her last album did have a lot more like stripped back mellow sound to it, and her last album was pretty decent. I'm not really crazy about it. It was a pretty alright project, and it had some pretty great songs on it, I would say as well. But her last album was a lot more mellower, stripped back than what a lot of people anticipated, which is what makes me feel like, and what I think a lot of people uh, who have listened to the album made them feel like the album was a lot lesser than what it could have been. But the album is still alright. However, since that album does have that very stripped back, mellow sound going to it. These two songs off of this project are a lot more stripped back. They're practically all acoustic, and even the instrumentation in it that isn't like actual instrumentation is like very like low frequency in the terms of sound production. It is very low Q, like just everywhere across on this project. So it kind of does make me curious how Billie Eilish's next project would be or will be, but I'm not sure if it will sound like this exactly. This is just a two-track project that she just put out for what it looks like, just the fun of it, and which I'm fine with. That works too. But if her next project sounds similar to this sound, I would be very interested in how that will turn out. And then the next song that I wanted to talk about was Magdalena Bay's new remix that they did with Danny L Harle. He is a very famous producer at the moment. He has produced for lots of artists like Lana Del Rey and a lot of artists in the like hyper pop sound currently at the moment. But this was a pretty dope remix, I would have to say. And that's all I have to say about that. The next song that I want to touch on is Madison's Beer Madison Beer's new song, I Have Never Felt More Alive, which is from the movie Fall, and it has this nice rock production to it, and I think Madison fits all right on it. The song sounds something that would be on like an adaptation for the movie Sucker Punch, though. So I think this would work really good for something like that. However, with this being a main song for a movie that probably is going to have a lot of talk once when it starts rolling in, it's I feel like maybe this wasn't the perfect pick for the main movie's theme. I do think Madison Beer sounds quite alright in it, and I think she did pretty well for, uh, something they just put her on. Feel like rock is kind of a hard thing to nail the sound to in this modern time, but she did do alright. I just don't feel like this is the perfect theme song for a movie that probably has of a lot more action going on in it and stuff like that. I just don't think this is quite the perfect pick. But then the next song I wanted to talk about was Doechii's new song with SZA, named Persuasive, which is a remix to Doechii's original song Persuasive. But the only difference between the two is this one has a lot more of a nice laid back groovy beat to it. And yeah, that's literally the only difference, is that way more laid back uh, beat to it, and they just added a SZA to the song. I think the beats might almost be identical if I'm being honest. But SZA did alright with her verse, so it's not a song that I hate, so it's alright. Then the next one that I wanted to talk about was the new Mozzy song, which features YG, 2 Chainz, and Saweetie, named In My Face. Uh, it's a really catchy song, and Mozzy does alright on this song, and YG is only on the chorus, so I don't really like that. I wish they would have gave him a voice because he has many amazing songs, and he's a great rapper that could have done a lot more on the song, but that's alright. 2 Chainz verse on this, however, is okay at best, if I can even say that. It's his verse is very mediocre, but it is kind of like a 2 Chainz standard. But 2 Chainz does also have a lot of amazing verses and dope songs as well. So I feel like he could have done a lot better, but his verse is okay. So it's not completely terrible. So I don't hate that. However, Sweetie's verse on this song is great. Like, she just comes out of nowhere with her bars and all of her stuff. She does amazing on this song. She does quite good on this song. I really like her part, and she really showed up on this song, so I like that. Then the next one I wanted to talk about briefly was 42 Doug's song. I forget. Is that how you pronounce his name? I forget. 42 Dugg. He just did a new song with Coy Leroy named Times, and I honestly think this song is terrible. It's just a terrible song. I absolutely hate this song. Uh, Coy Leroy's verse on this song is mediocre at best, if you can even say that. And the other verse on this song by 42 Dugg or any of the other verses on here just completely suck. So we just basically got a mediocre Coy Leroy verse, and that's all that really stands out from the song, because everything else just bombs completely terribly on this song. Then the next song I wanted to talk about was Megan Thee Stallion's new song with Future, name Pressurelicious. Yeah, Pressurelicious. It's Future had a decent verse on here. Megan's verses, however, sucked, and is this seems like this was her first song since her April's Plan B song, which I feel like was a lot better of a song. So this is, now that the album has rolled out, I now know that this is the second single from off of that album that was involved in the roll. I haven't got to the album yet, but I am actually pretty excited for it. And I'm a pretty decent fan of Megan Thee Stallion. I feel like one of her projects was really okay at best, but I do think she raps pretty good, and she's a pretty great rapper, and I think she has put out a project that is pretty decent as well, so she has a couple alright stuff. But the only thing that stands out from the song was Future's decent verse. That's it. The next one I wanted to talk about was Shygirl's new song named Coochie, or Coochie, my bad. Coochie. It is the third single from Shygirl's upcoming album Nymph, which with the other two songs being Firefly and Come For Me. This song is dope. The production is dope. Has a nice hypnotizing production, and Firefly also has an amazing production on it with a lot more hypnotizing beats on it and with a very Y2K sound to it. So I really like that one. that is my favorite of the three that have released so far. So yeah, that's a pretty good song, and I do really like that one. And then Come For Me, her first single in the involvement for the project. It has a really dope beat that goes all over the place, but it is a little bit annoying at times. And it switches back and forth from like modern sounding Shygirl vocals to like the hyper pop Shygirl sounding vocals, or just hyper pop sounding vocals. So that one does bounce quite a bit, a lot in that. So I do like that. That is probably my favorite thing about that song. And but the production is pretty alright at times too. So I do really like that part. It just, the production of that song does get quite annoying at times in it. But it is still pretty good. So that's all I have to say about that one. Then Vedo and OG Parker did a new song with Baby Tate come called Come First. And this song has a nice sexy sound to it. Uh, the lyrics as are really dirty. It has really dirty lyrical content in this song. And I think you can suspect that with a lot of songs that Baby Tate is featured on, though, because that is kind of a thing that she is known for. But Baby Tate's vocals on this song, however, are really amazing, and I wasn't suspecting them to be that great, so I do really like that about it. And everybody's ounces verse and parts on this song were pretty great as well. So this song overall was pretty great. So I do like that. Then the next one we have is Russ did a new song with Ed Sheeran called Are You Entertained? Which has this dope, hypnotic, and really fire beat to it, which I really like. And Ed Sheeran actually spits quite fire on this song, so I do really like whenever we get that nice Ed Sheeran rap in there, because it's not something you see him do a lot uh lately. But lately it seems like he's just been like trying to have like fun with some songs though, which I do really like. However, he has been featuring on a lot of like Latin songs and stuff now though, which I don't really like, cuz it seems like he's just following the mainstream. It does seem like that's going to be the next main appeal in the mainstream industry at this moment, because a lot more Latin is coming to the United States and poking in the mainstream. So I feel like a lot more of that just feels like he's trying to follow whatever the next big thing is. So I do like hearing him jump onto this new style and bring something new to the table and do it pretty well. So I hope he continues doing stuff like this. The one issue I do have with this song, though, is that it is a bit short. And I realize a lot of songs now are pretty short. That seems to be the thing that is happening quite a lot nowadays, is a lot of people have shorter attention spans now, so it makes sense why they just want to get all the best moments into one song jam packed real quick and just end it. However, I feel like this song ends too short. I would have liked it to have been longer, but I don't mind it. I still think it's a pretty fire song, and it is still a pretty great song altogether. Then the next song I wanted to talk about was Mask Wolf's new song featuring Mike Posner named Madhouse. Now this song is fire. This song is so freaking fire. Amazing song. It has a fire beat, just fire song overall together. Mike Poser brings his rap game to everybody's attention on this song, and it is not something I was suspecting when I put it on, but he really showed up everybody listening to this song his skills. I was not suspecting this to come out, and he does freaking amazing on this song. It just really shows how talented this guy is because he is an amazing singer, an amazing songwriter, and now apparently a amazing rapper. And like, I remember a couple years ago, this guy was doing like folk songs, and he was doing pretty great at that as well. I thought he was pretty decent at that as well. And now to see him rap on a song and just spit fire lyrics that just hit you straight up on a great beat that all just crammed together perfectly. It's just amazing. So amazing how talented this guy is. And yeah, and the he delivers great on this song. The delivery is great on this beat. And of course, Mask Wolf delivers great on this beat as well. This whole song is just phenomenal. This one honestly is my favorite one of this whole week that we're talking about so far. This song is just amazing. Highly recommended. The next one I want to talk about is Chainsmokers, new songs that they had on their deluxe version to their album So Far So Good. They just released 3 bonus songs on a deluxe to that album, and their first one being first song from. Oh wow, I'm sorry. It's the way I have the stuff paragraphed that threw me off. Their first one being The Fall, which it has a dope production. It has a nice uplifting beat to it, has a nice electronic dance sound to it, and Shipwrecked on the song, who is their feature. He just sounds perfect on it. He just sounds perfect, like he knows what he's doing. It's perfect on what he's doing on this song. The second one off of the deluxe version of that product is Why Can't You Wait with Bob Moses. It is a nice, lively beat. It has a nice, lively beat on it that switches to a more nice, mellow, atmospheric sound in it later on. So I do really like that part of it. And Bob Moses sounds amazing on this song. So they really picked a good person for this song. Then the last one, the third one of the 3, of course, being Time Bomb, which is a nice pop song revolving around the female vocalist from this band. And it has this nice, dope, psychedelic production in it. And this one probably is my favorite of the 3. But it's hard to say because I feel like Bob Moses could be up there as well. But I think this one would be my favorite of the 3. But this is a really good one for sure. Then the next one I wanted to talk about was Jay Worthy's new song with Harry Fraud, which features Big Body Bez and Conway the Machine. Now, I am a pretty big fan of Conway the Machine. I think he has a lot of dope music, so I like a lot of stuff that he features on. This song is called Helicopter Homicide. It has this really nice laid back beat with a nice jazzy twist on it. That makes it really interesting to see how the rappers are going to approach it. So I do really like that. So with that in mind, just that beat alone and how the rappers approach it makes this one of my favorites of this week as well. I don't think it's as good as the Mike Poser one, but I think it's up there. Just with the interesting beat selection and how the rappers approach this. So I do really like this one. And all the verses on here were also quite alright. Uh, but like I said, it's mainly the beat on here that sells it because it's a really interesting beat selection, and I like how they chose that one. And I really was curious to see how the rappers would approach it, and I really liked how the rappers approached it, and all the rappers sounded alright on it, straight across the board. So I think that also helps with the song being really good. But I think it's the beat that mainly sells the song. I really like this laid back beat and how they just went on this beat and did their own thing. I really like that. Now we're on the next week, finally. Uh, this week being July 24th to July 31st. The first one of this week that I wanted to talk about was Charli XCX's Hot Girl Song, I mean, from the movie Body Body Bodies, or Body Body Bodies, Bodies Bodies Bodies. Why can't I say stuff today? God. Oh well. Uh, so this one I wasn't really a big fan of, to be honest. I really love Charli XCX. She honestly is one of my favorite artists of all time, especially at this moment. I discovered her in 2020. Besides, like, her mainstream songs, obviously, and I think I heard Unlock It before it blew up too. But yeah, I am a really huge fan of her, especially right now. So it's kind of disappointing that this song wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, but it still very much sounds like a Charli XCX song, so I can see why people would really like the song as well. Just for me, I didn't really like it, so it's just pains me a little bit in that perspective, but it's not completely terrible, I will say that. It's listenable. The one thing I don't really like about this song mainly is that it has this like annoying, childish, like background vocals going on through it that is really annoying to me that I honestly can't stand. But I do like how she threw a trap beat on here because we haven't heard a Charli XCX song with a trap beat on it, at least publicly, or that I'm aware of at least. And so I do like how she did that and ventured to something new. And I think, for even though I don't really like this song, I think she did approach it in a nice and Charlie way that does very much sound like her and is still in her realm of style and sound. So I do like that. Uh, but another thing that I really don't like about this song is uh, the lyrics in this song are really lazy. Like, they work with Charli because she has a lot of, like, not like she's not a freaking Shakespeare, man. Like, she does have quite a bit of songs with amazing lyrics, and she is a great lyricist. Don't get me wrong. She has written plenty amazing pop ballads